What are you doing here?
We're gonna do Samurai Moyel. Benihana Moyel. This is how we would do it. He'd come up and you go, okay, ready? Oh, you think very good, huh? Here we go. Here we go. Hold, please, here we go. Okay, in hat. Oh, what do you want? What do you want? Oh, it's button. I'm sorry about that. The rest of your son's likelihood is on the ground. We'll try it again. Here we go. Next. I need a big knife.
That's your imagination.
Should I really give him a knife?
No, we don't want to.
Probably me.
God, no, Mom. Are you something else to eat?
You miss him, right?
Moyel circumcises self in freak accident.
Holy smoke, that's hard! Holy moly! I can't see nothing now! Oh boy! Give me some sake! Is that really sake? Now you know when you squint a lot. Oh,
It's Beantown Today with your host, Scott Fitzgerald.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Scott Fitzgerald, and it's Beantown Today. We're very lucky today to have a special guest who has come in from Nashville, Tennessee. Some of you may have heard of him. He is a successful country singer. He turned rabbi. His name is Rabbi Jim Slip-a-Drink. Now, Rabbi Jim, as he's known by many of his fans and congregants, actually he was credited with the term congrefans. Rabbi Jim is in town on business, and we have the opportunity of meeting with him during our noontime hour. I'd like to introduce you to Rabbi Jim. Rabbi, may I call you Rabbi Jim?
Jim.
Yeah, Jim. Rabbi,
Jim.
The people of Boston don't know Rabbi.
Camera.
Can you hear me, Rabbi?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
You like my hat? I got it.
Very nice hat. Is that what you wear in your services?
No. No. My fellow rabbis, guy from Texas, gave it to me. It's a new hat.
Rabbi, if you don't mind, that's a very nice. Oh, I think there's something.
What?
Can you kind of like lean forward? Oh, Rabbi.
What?
Sorry. Rabbi, excuse me. May I call you Rabbi Jim?
What?
I said, may I call you Rabbi Jim?
Yeah.
All right.
Slip a drink is what my name.
Rabbi Slip-a-Drink.
No, it's Reverend Jim.
Reverend Jim.
Reverend Jim from Nashville,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. It's Reverend Jim.
Rabbi, why are you here? I don't mean in the studio. No, I mean, why are you here in Boston?
I'm in a coma.
You're in a coma.
Yes.
You're in a coma? I don't understand.
Coma.
Coma?
That's Council of Orthodox Moyels of America.
Oh.
Coma.
Oh my goodness. Wow. For those of our viewers who are not familiar, Rabbi, what is a moil?
About 5,280 feet.
Never mind, Rabbi. As far as the coma,
yes,
the Council
yes.
of Orthodox
Moyel Association,
yes,
America.
I assume that's going to be held in the garden.
No, usually it's held indoors on a card table.
No, I mean the Boston garden. Never mind, Rabbi.
Yes.
Are you involved in this?
I'm the Keystone Talker. That's me. I was chosen for that.
The keynote speaker.
Yes.
Oh, I see. You're the keynote speaker.
That's right.
I see. Well, Rabbi, what is your chosen theme?
Well, I like I've got you under my foreskin. And I get...
No, Rabbi, I'm sorry.
Huh?
Your theme, your theme.
Subject
Your
talking
subject
on
matter.
me?
What is it exactly?
Now my
that you're talking
subject
about?
is circumcising babies.
Circumcising babies.
Yes.
A certain size of babies? Is that what you mean? A certain size?
No, I talked about the size of the baby. You know, you cut it shorter, you know.
Can you elaborate? What is the best size
It's
for a
a
baby?
convent between God and man.
A convent. That's a convent? Do you mean a circumcision? Is that what you're talking about?
That's right,
I'm sorry.
circumcision.
I guess I didn't prepare.
Circumcision. Everybody understands the circumcision?
What is the, no, circumcision, Rabbi. Circumcision.
Right.
Not circus, never mind. Rabbi, what is the origin of the Jewish circumcision ritual?
It's
Ritual.
the ritual. It's back. It comes from biblical times with the Torah Bible, and the practice of circumcision began centuries ago with a brave man.
Brave man.
A brave man who was the first to go through the circumcision at the age of 41.
41.
That's why he was a brave man.
A brave man.
And everyone, of course, began to call him, hey, brave man, hey, brave man, hey, brave man. And he became Abraham.
Well, how do you like that? Rabbi? A rabbi?
No, many people know that. You know.
Rabbi, as a teacher, you certainly taught me something.
Great.
Abraham comes from a
A
brave man. Well,
which was better than Fritz.
What was Fritz?
Fritz was his name.
Oh, my goodness. We call him Abraham.
So he didn't mind. Abraham sounded a hell of a lot better.
Was Abraham, was this God's will?
Yeah, he was in God's will. He was in Sarah's will too. But anyhow, he tried to explain the treason to his son, and he explained the fact that the circumcision was not clowning around, you know, but very serious, and it was meant to be, as he told Zach, a convent. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, I guess I do, Rabbi.
You see, all this relates back to Genetics 4 and verse, I think verse 11. Where it says,
Are you going to translate this from the Hebrew?
Gather all ye animals, gather your cows, and gather your horses, and gather your cows and your donkeys, and get your ass up the mountain.
I think we're going to have to go to a commercial right about now.
No.
It's time for...
I mean, God was not beating around the bush, you know. He didn't beat around the bush.
Get your ass up the mountain?
Donkeys. And he didn't beat around the bush. He burnt bushes. What do you think? He burnt bushes, waters parted, waters to blood, rocks he talked to, and bushes he burned. Yeah, that's right.
We're going to go to a commercial, and now this word from the Wall Street Journal. Thanks.
Cut back to Beantown Today with Scott Fitzgerald.
Thank you. We're speaking today with Rabbi Jim Slippadrink.
Reverend
Jim Slippadrink, a very outspoken and exciting personality from the Nashville, Tennessee area. Rabbi Jim is here on business with COMA, which is the Council of Orthodox Moyels of America. We're talking with Rabbi Jim, and he's explaining the origin of the Jewish ritual of circumcision. Rabbi, can we get back to the mountain? Abraham was, I believe, climbing a mountain for some purpose. Now, what was the profound reason to ascend this mountain?
a better view. He wanted
A better view.
a better view. He wanted a better view.
Let me digress for a moment here.
Yes.
I thought from some of my early Sunday school classes that Abraham heard the word of God, that God called him upon the mountain, that it was God's inspiration that caused him to climb this mountain. Now you're saying he just went up for a better
view. There was
Why?
he was a realtor, and he He was trying to sell this piece of property.
Abraham was a realtor.
Abraham was a realtor.
All right.
And a piece of property, and on the property was a palace.
A palace. Well,
So
I can understand
he
that.
was.
Reverend,
Yes.
please stay with us here.
He was trying to sell the property. He told his client, "This palace is thine."
This palace is thine. Yes.
Soon, and he used that phrase a lot.
Yeah, this is
Because
that was a sales pitch.
It worked good, yeah. And soon, this land became as Palestine, 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 Palestine.
Yeah.
And what do you know? Boom.
What was the name of his real estate
Palestine.
firm, Rabbi? What was the name?
Huh?
What was the name of his firm? His real estate.
Real
firm?
estate, Century One.
Century One.
It was a catchy phrase.
I imagine it was, Rabbi.
Yes.
So he was a realtor and he was trying to sell property, and that's why he went. Rabbi, can you try to maybe pull all of this together in some way?
Pull together. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
No, I don't mean. I mean,
Huh?
Rabbi, Abraham. I understood. I thought that it was God that spoke to Abraham and inspired him to go to the top of the mountain.
Oh,
And
God.
certainly, we must get back to God at some
Yes,
point.
God said, hey, Abraham, while you're on the mountain, I want you to take Zach with you.
Zach. No, wait
His
a minute.
son. His son, Zach.
His son Zach.
Zach. You know Zach.
Abraham.
So Zach-
Wait. Just a
Huh?
minute. You sure it's Zach?
Zach.
Judaism calls him. I always heard of Isaac.
No. Well, that's because people would say, what's your name? And he'd say, hey, hi, Zach.
Isaac.
Yeah,
Isaac.
it got wrote down wrong. You know, what can you do? Anyhow, he had Zach running around the mountain. The
Yes.
kid was a pain in the, you know where?
He was not well behaved.
No, bad.
Did that
Here's
bother-
father trying to sell property. The kid's running around like an animal. It was very bad.
Did that bother Abraham?
Abraham wasn't too thrilled. God was really upset.
God was upset.
God was upset.
This
God-
is a whole side of this I've never heard before.
Oh, if
Rabbi.
you study very reverently, you'll learn these
This
things.
is in the Hebrew version, I suspect.
Yes. Zach was running around like an animal,
Yes.
and God saw Zach, and he said, Abraham, your son does not behave correctly. He behaves like an animal.
Oh,
So to test Abraham's devotion and commitment to God's teachings,
Yeah.
he said to Abraham,
well, wait a minute, Rabbi. Just let me understand this, Rabbi. Please.
Yes?
Son Zach is not well behaved. God's unhappy with that,
yes,
and he wants to, I suppose, shall we say, teach Zach a lesson?
he wanted to put the fear of God in him.
Very good choice of words,
Right.
Rabbi. Well, how did he? What did he do?
He said to Abraham,
Yeah.
kill him.
Yeah.
That was it, kill him.
Kill him.
He learned a lesson by that.
This is an entirely different perspective.
You need,
Like,
he understood, God
Billy
understood,
Graham.
Abraham needed some discipline.
Abraham needed discipline,
He needed to know how to discipline Zach.
so God was going to teach him.
Hey, hoo-hoo.
He figured that God wanted to put the fear of God into Zach.
Who else's fear?
Yeah, that makes
Uh-huh.
sense. And he couldn't possibly seriously mean to kill him.
No.
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 Good. Well then,
But Abraham didn't know it. And in addition to that, he started to kill Zach.
he did.
No, he didn't kill him. He said, God said, oops, I made a mistake. He's going to kill him.
Sure. So how did he stop him?
He said, I better stop this. Good thinking. He
Yeah.
said, I better stop this. And of course, he rammed Abraham.
He wait a minute. Wait a minute. He rammed Abraham. I don't
Yes.
remember this verse. Rabbi, I don't mean to question you
Yes.
here, but I just don't remember this version.
It's written small.
He rammed him.
He rammed him.
We'll be right back after this word from Hershey Bars.
And we're returning to Beantown today with Scott Fitzgerald.
We're with Rabbi Jim. What is your name,
Slip
Rabbi?
drink.
Slip a drink.
It's not funny.
Sorry, Rabbi, it's been a long week.
I've had it for years, that name.
Fix a drink. Slip a drink.
Slip drink.
Slip
Slip
drink.
drink. Slip drink.
We're with Rabbi Jim Slipdrink from Nashville, Tennessee, a renowned country singer turned rabbi who is talking to us about the historical and religious basis for the Jewish circumcision.
I'd rather not
Rabbi.
sing.
Rabbi,
Yes,
let's look at this now from a different angle.
yes, we are.
Yes.
We were sitting over there.
I understand that, Rabbi.
Tonight.
I think the viewers understand that too, Rabbi.
Okay, sorry.
Okay?
Yes,
This is my show, Rabbi.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I really apologize.
That's all right. Rabbi,
Yes.
I had asked you earlier what the profound reason was for Abraham going to this mountaintop, and we were talking about disciplining of children, which is a problem for our generation. These are serious concerns for our times. We might learn a lesson and draw from this how Abraham dealt with discipline of his children.
Many things in biblical times,
Yes.
we read it in
However, Rabbi,
applicable.
Rabbi, I just find it,
Sorry.
Rabbi, maybe you need a drink. Would you like some water?
No, I have my own.
No, it's all right, Rabbi. Put it down. No, what I was saying, we can learn from our forefathers.
Abraham,
Yes.
Isaac, Jacob, and Barney.
Barney. Our,
Barney.
never mind. What our aunts,
Barney. People don't know about Barney either. That's another one. People don't know about Barney.
Is that more of the circus?
Barney Circus. Yes, from him we got Barnum and Bailey. But so what?
Rabbi, let's return to the subject,
Yes,
please.
yes.
Please stay on the subject.
Yes.
We're talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about circumcision. Golly. Dr. Ruth will be in at the 2 o'clock hour to complete this interview, but in the meantime, we are talking with Rabbi Jim.
Yes.
Rabbi, for the 8th time,
Yes.
the disciplining of his child. Abraham's disciplining of his child
Yes.
was directed by God. God suggested an effective method for teaching a child not to do something a second time is to kill him. Well, it is effective, no question, but obviously, Rabbi, would you please?
God was a little upset, and he said to Abraham, kill him. And
Did Abraham do this?
No, because God was watching,
Yes.
and before it happened, God said, ooh, I'm making a mistake, because Abraham
Right.
thought God was serious.
Yes.
God was not serious. He was
That
just
was not serious.
trying to make a point.
So what happened? Did Abraham kill Isaac?
No. What happened is God made Abraham and Isaac. He rammed Abraham.
He rammed Abraham.
Yes,
How did he ram Abraham?
with a ram. A ram. What else?
Now you're going to tell me that's...
You ram with a ram. If you wanted to butt him, he'd use a donkey.
As in... Yeah. Right. So he
The
used
ram-
What did the ram do here?
The ram flew by Isaac and smacked right into a bush. It was the only bush in the area, I might tell you that. And the ram with the horn got stuck right in the bush, and boom, he was stuck.
Was the bush burning?
Burning
That would have
bush.
made maybe the first barbecue.
No.
What am I saying?
No, the bush and burning bush. That was another story.
I'm confusing, obviously, some of my
Look.
biblical stories.
Abraham did the only thing possible.
What do you do when there's a ram stuck in a bush?
I thought you wouldn't ask. Abraham ran over to the bush,
Good.
grabbed the ram, ripped out the horns, and blew it.
Ripped the horns out of the ram's head
Right.
and blew on
Zach said,
Zach.
what are you doing? He said, shh, shofar, show good.
Shofar.
That's where you get
Good.
shofar for ram's horn.
Rabbi, can we please return to Coma? What is your reason now for being in Boston?
Coma, the Coma organization
Yes.
has decided on this national level to make a film on circumcisions to spread throughout the country.
Rabbi, we're going to have to interrupt. We are going to break now for a commercial from the Helen Keller Speech and Hearing Clinic. We'll be right back.
We're returning back to Beantown today with Scott Fitzgerald. if there's anyone still out there. Hopefully this won't
Thank
last
you.
long.
Thank you, folks. We are with
Reverend Jim.
right, and we're talking about we're it's a whole different subject, Rabbi. Reverend. We're talking about what are we talking about? We're talking
Circus vision.
and the final question I had for you was
Yes.
you were explaining that the ram
The ram
was stuck in a bush.
stuck in a bush.
Abraham pulled its horns out and blew on it.
Pooh. Pooh.
And you said shofar should go. Rabbi, let's return, please, to why
Abraham had a lisp.
he did.
That's why it was shofar so good.
Rabbi, back in Boston
Yes.
in 1989.
Yes.
In 1989, Rabbi, the Coma Foundation is meeting for an express
Yes,
purpose.
yes, yes.
What is that purpose?
We are going to make a film on the subject of circus visions.
Circumcision. Rabbi, you must learn to say it. You're in charge of it.
Circus visions. And,
Have you done one lately?
oh yes.
Oh my God.
I beg your
Really?
pardon.
No, I'm sorry, not to be blasphemous, but
No.
you're in your
Frequently. Yes. And then we are going to make a. Have
Makes
you
one wanna convert.
seen the national the film called Why am I crying? No.
What is the film?
When am I
Look,
crying?
look who's talking, guys.
Look who's talking. Thank you,
Cameraman.
Mr. Cameraman.
Yeah.
Look who's crying. Talking.
Look who's talking.
Well, our film is going to be Look Who's Crying.
What is the purpose of this film, Rabbi?
We are going to try to show and depict from a baby's perspective. A baby's perspective.
Is that something we can show on television? His perspective? Oh, perspective. We're going to look at a baby's perspective.
That's what I
You're
said.
getting me
Yes,
to talk this
yes.
Rabbi, we're just about out of time.
So they understand, people will be sensitive to what is going on from the baby thinks, thoughts, and mind. And we even have a Broadway star who articulates very well.
Who's going to be doing the narration for the baby?
The narration is Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason.
Yes, he's very good.
We're going to have to leave now, Rabbi. We thank you for coming on our show.
Oh, I was.
Rabbi,
I'm sorry.
Rabbi, thank you for
Yes.
coming on our show.
My pleasure.
It's been good, and stay tuned for Dr. Ruth, and she's going to be interviewing the director of Look Who's Crying as a new contraceptive birth preventive measurement alternative. Thank you, Rabbi.
Crosswords.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Crossword puzzle books are very good. Okay. When do we finish?